and a very warm welcome to News in Flash column of 11th August 2021. It is presented to you by LawSikho. My name is Ankita Parida. Now let's proceed with this session. Our first news item is about World Lion Day. Yesterday, that was 10th August, was celebrated as World Lion Day. This day has been celebrated every year to raise awareness about lions and mobilize support for the protection and conservation. As you know, they belong to the pioneer species in the food chain, and lions are also vulnerable species as per the International Union for Conservation of Nature, and they come under the red list of IUCN. According to the census of the majestic lion that was conducted by the Gujarat government in the last year June month, it showed a rise, and it recorded the highest rise ever, that was 29% of its lion population, from 523 in 2015 to 674 in 2020. The report also cited that their distribution expanded from 22,000 square kilometers in 2015 to 30,000 square kilometers in 2020. So this year, the World Lion Day's theme will be slow elimination of African lion. This phrase will be the main topic of events held on this year 2021 World Lion Day. Moving to our next news item, a historic change that has been taken place in the parliament, that is, the Lok Sabha has passed key bill to restore states power to make their own OBC list. The country like India has huge diversity, and it was very much needed that the OBC list to be ensured by the states, and now this step has been taken. So the Lok Sabha has passed the constitutional amendment bill, which is the 127th amendment bill, to restore power of the states to make their own OBC list, with 385 members voting in favor and no member opposing it. So a constitutional amendment bill requires a special majority, as you know, and for passage of this kind of constitutional amendment bill, the requirement is that both the houses of parliament are taken into account, and that should be a majority of total membership of house, and this majority should not be less than two-thirds of the members of the house present and voting. So, moving to our next news item, 8 archaeological sites in Osmanabad become part of revenue land records. So, 8 protected archaeological sites at there in Maharashtra's Osmanabad district have become a part of state's revenue land record in a bid to preserve and conserve them. This move, which is first time in the state, comes after the incident. Moving to our next news item, 8 archaeological sites in Osmanabad become part of land revenue records. So, 8 protected archaeological sites at there in Maharashtra Osmanabad district have become part of state revenue land records in a bid to preserve and conserve them. This move, which is the first time which has been taken by the steps, come after the incident in the same district where another historical site, that is Mankavati Kund, near the temple of a goddess Tulija Bhavani, was encroached upon by a local politician who made fake land documents by which he claimed the ownership of it. So after this incident, this kind of step has been taken, and there historically is a village in the banks of the river Terna, which is rising from the Western Ghats, and used to be a trade center for centuries, going back far back to the 3rd century BC, and when and at that time it was called Tagore. Its glory peaked during the Satavahanas, and it was even an ancient India's trade route to Rome. So moving to our next news item, IIT AIIMS developed Telerobotic Ultrasound System. Researchers at IIT Delhi and AIIMS have developed a telerobotic ultrasound system that allows remote ultrasound access through a robotic arm. The need for this innovation comes during the first nationwide lockdown in 2020, when COVID-19 cases and deaths were shooting up sharply. The new system will allow doctors and radiologists to perform scans maintaining stringent social distancing and not coming into contact with the patient. It was very much needed because the doctors were getting more exposed when they were checking the credentials of the patients in their wards. So now they can access to their credentials from a distance from a telerobotic ultrasound system, and it will also allow a much better outreach of ultrasound imaging to remote rural areas of India. The radiologist can manipulate the ultrasound probe remotely from a remote location, and also they can acquire the ultrasonographs and they can transmit them to the monitors at the doctor's end through the Wi-Fi network. Moving to our next news item, Ujjwala Scheme 2.0 launches. So, Ujjwala Yojana 2.0 launches at Mahoba, Uttar Pradesh, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi today launched Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana second phase Ujjwala 2.0 virtually from Mahoba. Under Ujjwala 2.0, Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, migrant worker would no longer have to struggle to get address proof document to get a gas connection, which was needed before, and now migrant workers would only be required to submit a self-declaration of the residential address to get the gas connection. So this was all for today. Thank you very much.